It's Wednesday, October 15th.
We haven't really concentrated on the inner city urban areas, which is now where we're seeing the greatest deficit is in terms of unattached rates.
The city of Ottawa taking steps to address the doctor shortage in our city as tens of thousands remain without a family physician.
And mail is on the move again in Canada as the union representing postal workers changes its approach from a total work stoppage.
And it's National Shawarma Day. We're asking you, what is the best shawarma spot in town? Of course, there's so many to choose from. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now.
Good morning, come on in. I'm Rosie Edette.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, and now I'm dreaming of shawarma after talking about National Shawarma Day. It's hard to believe that we have so many spots here in our city, and we're so lucky to get a little one tonight, later on today.
And it's funny because being away from the city, like the number one thing that I realized, so I moved to Sudbury from here.
Yeah.
And in Sudbury, there was not one
Oh, no.
shawarma location.
Yeah.
A year and a half into it, one opened up. So then there was one. And then in Kitchener-Waterloo, there was a few more, but nothing compares to the capital.
Absolutely.
So many, and how do you choose, right? That's what we're going to be talking about a little bit later on today. But first, we're going to get to today's top stories.
Oh, and we don't want to remind you that we also have our $20,000 giveaway that will continue. So make sure you're watching every hour for the daily code word and your chance to win that $20,000. That's a lot of shawarmas.
Yeah, $20,000 worth of shawarma. We could probably maybe try each and every one because we have so many in the city. Keep an eye out a little bit later on this hour for today's code word and your chance to get in some big money. We will have all those details coming up, but we will get into our news headlines. Lots to cover throughout the day today.
Okay, top stories. The city is moving forward with a plan to address a doctor shortage in the capital. The detailed strategy, which will include an ambassador to help recruit and retain family doctors, got approval at City Hall. It comes as tens of thousands are without a primary care provider and as the province ramps up efforts to address a healthcare crisis. Some highlights include designing a recruitment plan targeting medical school and residency programs and pushing the province to remove barriers limiting where and when family doctors can practice.
It used to be the historical thinking that it was the rural and remote areas that were underserved, but actually our biggest unattached rates are in the urban areas. So think strategically, we've started to address the remote areas and getting them access to family physicians, but we haven't really concentrated on the inner city urban areas, which is now where we're seeing the greatest deficit is in terms of unattached rates.
Not included in this 10-point plan, any financial incentives to attract primary care providers to the capital. Ottawa needs at least 270 new family doctors and nurse practitioners to meet the current demand.
Sens captain Brady Tkachuk will now be out for at least 4 weeks after he suffered a hand injury during the home opener.
And finally touched up by the Predators. And Ottawa is going to have a two-man advantage for 37 seconds as Tkachuk is incensed with Roman Josi.
The injury happened in the third period after Tkachuk took a cross-check from Nashville captain Roman Josi during a scrum. Head coach Travis Green says medical staff are evaluating whether surgery is an option or not. Some sad news from the music world. Legendary R&B singer D'Angelo has died.
Send it up, send it send it back to you.
The singer's family confirmed he died on Tuesday after a battle with pancreatic cancer. D'Angelo, whose real name is Michael Eugene Archer, rose to fame in 1995 with his debut album Brown Sugar. He was quickly recognized as a leader in a neo-soul movement along with Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill, and Maxwell. His second album, Voodoo, reached #1 on the Billboard R&B chart and earned Grammys for Best R&B Album and Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. D'Angelo was 51.
Social media giant Meta says it will start restricting what teenagers can see on Instagram, taking inspiration from film ratings.
By default, every teen that has a teen account will be in the 13+ rating, which means that the content that they see on Instagram will largely align with a PG-13 movie.
Meta says that means filtering out posts about sex, drugs, violence, dangerous stunts, and more from Tina Counts. The company has been criticized over the risks younger users face on social media. There are questions about how effective the move will be and whether younger users will find ways around the new controls.
Police are investigating a bank robbery in Old Ottawa East. Officers were called to the Scotiabank on Main Street at Hawthorne yesterday morning. Police have provided few details about what happened, but it appears that someone may have broken through a fence and door at the back of the building, and both are damaged. No one has been arrested, and police have not released any suspect descriptions, and no one was injured as well.
Canadian Tire is warning shoppers about a recent data breach involving customer information. The breach impacts thousands of people who have an e-commerce account with Canadian Tire or its other banners, including Sport Chek, Marks, and Party City. The breach data includes names, email addresses, and in some cases, incomplete credit card numbers. The company says the information is not enough to access accounts and make purchases. Canadian Tire says it is working with experts to enhance its security.
Well, Mail is on the move again. The union representing striking postal workers said it would be changing its approach from a full work stoppage. The union says the move is aimed at minimizing disruptions. However, Canadians should still expect delays and backlogs. Canada Post has suspended all service guarantees. Workers walked off the job on September 25th, just hours after the government announced sweeping plans to restructure the Crown Corporation, which included ending door-to-door delivery. Negotiations to reach a new collective agreement have now been going on for more than a year and a half.
Well, can anyone else relate with this little one?
Yeah, this is at a panda research base in China. This cub was born earlier this year and is already a pro at taking a nap.
If you're wondering why it has that gray hue, it's because of the lack of black hair compared to white hair, which ends up creating a gray-looking blend. The cub will look more like a panda that you're used to seeing around the time it turns 2. And right now it's going to just keep sleeping.
It's just going to sleep until it's 2.
That's like the first week when you start on this shift.
Oh, yeah.
After the show, yeah.
Sleeping.
I mean, I still feel like I could sleep like that some days.
Yeah. Well, listen, when you see the little panda sleep like that, don't you go, man, I wish the babies could just sleep like that too.
Right,
Like,
in
take
their
that nap,
own
sleep.
They can sleep like that, but it just happens to be in my bed as opposed to in their own
And
bed.
Then it's horizontal and their
Absolutely.
feet are in your side. That just happens
The
naturally.
sprawled out move was very something that
Feet
you're
in my
used
back
to.
last night and this morning. So
There you go.
just
Fun
like
stuff.
that.
that's just the way it's
Heritage.
going. Yes, it's because it's spooky season and there's lots of zombies out apparently.
It's true. That's fair.
I can't deny it. We're sitting at 8 degrees, so slightly cooler than we were yesterday morning. A little bit cloudy out there as well, but don't worry, we have another beautiful day. Just not nearly as hot as it was yesterday. So yesterday was absolutely gorgeous. Today, beautiful sunshine, but not nearly as warm. You can see pretty much 8 throughout the region with the exception of Brockville sitting at 6 degrees to start off your morning. In our skies, it is a little bit cloudy. You can kind of see all that gray coverage in our skies this morning. We will still see some sunshine into the afternoon as well. So a mix of sun and cloud for us later on today. Temperatures more seasonal, average like conditions into the afternoon with a daytime high of only 13 degrees later on today. So not nearly as hot as it has been over the past week and the last weekend. And really, we've been spoiled all September and most of October with above seasonal conditions. So today, more average. 13 degrees for us here in Ottawa, 12 for Kemptville, Brockville, Cornwall. You could see much cooler temps across the region. 11 for the daytime high in the valley for today. 12 is your daytime high over in Gatineau. So in the 7-day forecast, it will slowly warm up into the weekend, but then it's looking a little bit wet. Overnight lows cold tonight into tomorrow as well. We will drop below that freezing mark as we head into Thursday overnight, but lots of sunshine today into tomorrow. It will then be cloudy and cool for Friday, a high of only 11 degrees. Saturday, Sunday, warmer, 16 is the high, but there is a chance we could see some scattered showers. And next week is looking warmer, but yes, a little bit wet. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time-saver traffic. Smooth sailing so far, no major issues to report, and we are collision-free. Now let's take a look at your TSN must-see moment.
Hello there, Kara Wagland in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday. And for it, we take you to Italy, where they were taking on Israel in World Cup qualifying. Israel working the ball out when Matteo Retegui steals it, dribbles in, bends one right into the side netting. An all-around great play from Italy's number 9, creating the chance and then finishing it off. His second goal of the match, but that one would be your must-see moment. And coming up tonight on TSN, we got a little Raptors preseason basketball as they take on the Boston Celtics. Coverage for that one gets underway at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. That's all from SportsCenter. Have a great day.
Coming up, handmade comfort for cancer patients. We share the story of how an Ottawa woman is blanketing patients with love, one stitch at a time. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back after this break.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Wake up and start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could be $20,000 richer. Simply watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa for the daily code word. Then enter it online at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win. Imagine what you could do with an extra $20,000. CTV Your Morning's $20,000 giveaway. Watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday morning 6 to 9.
Welcome back. Here are the big stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. The city is moving forward with a plan to address a doctor shortage in the capital. Ottawa Senators head coach Travis Green says Captain Brady Tkachuk will be out for at least 4 weeks after suffering a hand injury. And Ottawa police are investigating a bank robbery in Old Ottawa East.
And taking a look at your forecast, so we are going to see a bit of a change. As of this evening, those overnight lows will get much cooler, typically what we see this time of year, but we are expected to drop beneath that freezing mark into Thursday, which means a colder start to Friday. But as you take a peek a little bit later on, what you will see is that those overnight lows pick up once again close to double digits, so we don't have to be in the coolness very long. And taking a look at your roads at this hour, no major issues to report. We are cruising up to 6:15. Smooth sailing for now. As anything changes, we will be sure to let you know.
An Ottawa woman is making sure those going through cancer treatment know they are not alone. For more than a decade, Ruth Chevel has crocheted blankets for the Ottawa Hospital, a passion inspired by her own family's journey. Here's CTV's Leah LaRocque.
Now, actually, most crocheters don't tie knots, but I do.
Every stitch is part of a story of compassion and care.
But I like to know that the people are getting this comfort from me.
Over the years, Ruth Chevel has crocheted more than 1,000 blankets.
These are called granny squares.
And donated them to cancer patients who are undergoing treatment.
I get very emotional very easily. Yeah, but it's just something I'm close to my heart.
It's a project that was born after she lost her own daughter, Kelly, 25 years ago.
Oh, she was a bubbly girl. She had an infectious laugh, and she was very much a family girl. They said it would be 2 months, and it was 8 weeks. The cancer just went through her whole body. And I really like turquoise.
Now wanting to help others in the best way she can.
I've heard from many cancer patients that I know, they get cold and chilled going through treatments. So this will help to keep them warm. So I envision them bringing it with them and just using it to help keep them warm and think of the person maybe that made it.
When the blankets are ready to go, Chevel packs them and delivers them to the Cancer Care Centre that's part of the Ottawa Hospital. Once the blankets go to the Cancer Centre, Ruth says she doesn't meet the person who will eventually have it, but she says she hopes each blanket comes with a message of warmth and love.
Because it's cancer, I just feel that they need the warmth, they need the love, they need the care, because that's a terrible disease. And it hits everybody. It's not just here and there. It's everybody you talk to. Sorry.
It's a lifelong passion, and Chevel has no intention of slowing down.
Until I can't do it anymore. There's no real goal. It's just as long as I can do it, I intend to do it.
Leah LaRocque, CTV News.
That is so special, Chevelle. Thank you for everything that you do. Making a blanket, I mean, hand crocheted. So the love is just infused in every stitch. And then the patients get these blankets and they just know that they're not alone.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny because it might be a little bit, you might not think about this right away, but because it's made hand stitched like that, when the patients receive that, or even if you get it like as a gift, like you know that there's a little bit of extra care and love with that. And that bit of comfort when you're going through such a difficult time can be a game changer, both like physically, but also mentally, knowing that someone's doing that for you during a dark time. That's just, it's an amazing story of going through something, of an experience that she's been through, and now she wants to help others in need.
Yeah, so special, transferring all that love and help. I remember when my daughter was born, a neighbor from across the street came over to see the baby, and she had made a blanket for my daughter. And let me tell you something, that blanket, it was just forever and ever. Where's my blankie? My blankie. And she loved that blanket so much that it's just now in stitches. But I still have it though.
Yes.
Because you never forget that kindness. And she made it was beautiful, little red heart, teddy bears, and just quilted. And again, she stitched it herself. And my daughter automatically from, day one, loved that blanket till you just kind of like, it's okay, there's just nothing left, honey. Till she was like she was an older toddler. And she still had to find out where her blanket was and just put it there. So really, really wonderful thing that she's doing. It's very touching.
It is, and it's so meaneful too.
I lost my earring. Let me put this in while you're
talking. You do that.
There you go.
It's so meaningful because you know how, I only know not for myself because I am a terrible craftsmaker myself, but I know how long and how tedious it is to do that. So when you think,
that's trying to put on the earring?
Yeah, that's also something that I couldn't do. These are two things that I couldn't do. But you know the time that it takes to do those things. So it's really meaningful. You know what? Why don't you take some time?
Okay.
You get that going.
I'll get that on.
I'll check in with Bill.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll get to Bill Carroll. Stellantis has announced plans to move production of its Jeep Compass to Illinois after previously pausing production at the Brampton facility back in February as a result of U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA. And Bill, more work lost from Canada back to the United States.
Yeah, not great news to wake up to. Thank you, guys. You're all having a great time. I have to talk about something as bad as people losing their jobs. But yeah, this is very disappointing. And it's starting to be not surprising. Look, I think we have to get our heads around the idea that Donald Trump is winning this tariff war. We heard from the auto industry that they won't move their jobs back to the U.S. It's too complicated and too expensive. Never going to happen. We heard from economists that tariffs don't work, that Americans will realize that they're paying more for everything, and the pressure will be on, that Congress will stand up to the U.S. president. None of that is really happening right now. Americans continue to believe, it seems, that other countries pay the tariffs. They barely notice they're paying more for things. And countries like Canada just keep giving Donald Trump giving into him for anything he wants. I mean, it's galling today to wake up and see in my social media feed stories about losing an electric vehicle plant. Maybe that's the good news. Who's buying EVs? Donald Trump doesn't even like those, but so, that's one story I wake up to, and then I see that video. It's been circulating for a couple of days of our prime minister yucking it up again with Donald Trump, this time in the Middle East, and joking because Donald Trump called him the president of Canada. Oh, thanks for the upgrade, Mark Carney laughs, and Donald Trump smiles and punches him in the shoulder. I mean, I'm glad they're all having a great time. I'm glad they're buddies. Meantime, real Canadians have lost job opportunities, and all we can do is our government promises to support them. What the hell does that mean? There's no support here. You're giving in to Donald Trump. We've lost this battle. Things do not feel very positive right now. I wonder if that was on the minds of people in Newfoundland and Labrador when they threw out a 10-year Liberal government and replaced it with a Conservative one. Don't know how much of a role that played in it, but I suspect it was part of it for sure. So we're losing this war to Donald Trump, and worse than that, Will, I don't think we're willing to fight it. We seem to be just hoping for the best, hoping that if we just tell him how great a guy he is, he'll take pity on us. Donald Trump does not look like a guy who takes pity. He is focused, and he is directed towards Canada and the rest of the world, and he's getting what he wants. So we're not going to win this battle anytime soon, that's for sure, especially if we don't even fight it.
No, and that's creating over 3,000 new jobs for that plant, although Stellantis does say it does have plans for Brampton, which it will release in the future, so hopefully we can bring that back. Over 100 years that they've been investing in Canada, so hopefully we can have some good news in the future with that plant.
Yeah, they're hinting at throwing us a couple of crumbs. I wouldn't be getting too excited about that.
Yeah, I don't think so, but times are changing. Appreciate your time, Bill. Have a great show.
You too.
You can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA. That's weekdays from 6 until 10 in the morning. And coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, we are taking your comments on the most beloved food in Ottawa. You know what we're talking about. It is National Shawarma Day. So we are asking you, tell us your favorite shawarma spot in town. And I need to know because I think shawarma is up there with my number 1, maybe number 2 favorite foods. And being back in the city, I got to try all the new spots that I've missed. So let us know. Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca. Taking a peek through our Skycam on George Street. Temperatures still feeling relatively comfortable out there, but colder overnight lows on the horizon. Full details coming up. It is 6:23 on your hump day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It is National Shawarma Day today. So to celebrate, we are asking you to weigh in on this local delicacy. What's the best shawarma place in Ottawa? Let us know your thoughts. Email us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. All right, you two, you got to chime in on that, right?
You want to take the lead, or
well,
do you want me to
I'm
go?
going to let Will because he is our shawarma connoisseur here on the show. So I feel like you know the best spot.
So I will say, so I'm a little biased on one, so I'll say the best sandwich. Okay, I'm going to break this up into 2 categories. Sandwich and the platter. The best shawarma sandwich is Mr. Shawarma on Baseline and Greenbank. There are multiple locations, but the shawarma on Baseline and Greenbank, it has a spicy garlic with the normal garlic sauce in a mixed shawarma sandwich, okay? That's the sandwich. But for best bang for your buck, as well as the most delicious combination of foods with that, is the shawarma plate at Shawarma Palace, because they do not shy away, and you get meat, and then you get the meat on top of the meat, and it's like $15, $20. I'm sure it's changed over the years because I've only been there once, but those are the 2. Mr. Shawarma for the sandwich, Shawarma Palace for the platter. Those are my 1 and 2s.
My favorite part, don't get me wrong, I love the pickled turnips that you get with the shawarma. So those bright pink pieces of turnip and they're pickled. I am always like, load on the extra pickled turnips, please. Give me extra of that. So that's always my favorite. I don't have a favorite spot because I don't eat it quite regularly, but there's a good one in Orleans, Shawarma Palace. I'll go with that because that's the one we most frequently visit in Orleans.
There you go. And I have to be honest, I've never had shawarma.
Oh no.
I don't eat meat.
That's right, yeah.
So I've never, ever had it.
Interesting. Well, we can still get you the garlic sauce, though, right?
Yes.
There it is.
There you go.
And a turnip.
That's right. So we'll be hearing from you a little bit later on the show. We are asking, what is the best shawarma place in Ottawa? I will try them all. Send us your comments. I'll be there each. Maybe we can have that a daily segment. Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
And coming up, are your teens safe on Instagram? The company behind the social media giant has announced changes to what content teenagers can see on the platform. But is it enough to protect your kids online? We get an expert's opinion coming up on Your Morning Ottawa.
Just after 6:30, welcome to CTV, Your Morning Ottawa. I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy National Shawarma Day. I'm Will Aiello.
I'm Melissa Lamb. It's like your birthday all over again that you get to celebrate this day.
I'm oozing with garlic. I can just taste it a little bit later on. We're actually going to have somebody come in and give us some shawarma, which I will share amongst those who would like some or not have garlic breath in the morning.
Is there going to be any left when you're done with that segment? Are you just
It's a fair question. Right? I'm really not quite sure at this time.
Okay, we'll see.
Garlic, you only don't smell garlic breath when we all have it, right? So if you eat it alone, then you're gonna smell. But if we all eat together, then it's fine.
Especially because I'm in the middle here, so both of you suffer.
Oh,
It's not like I'm on the one side. We're only one.
It's like this.
If you see us leaking over to the side, That's
There
the
you
reason
go.
why.
Okay, looking forward to that. We'll get to that in a little bit, but right now, your top stories. The city is moving forward with a plan to address a doctor shortage in the capital. The detailed strategy, which will include an ambassador to help recruit and retain family doctors, got approval at City Hall. It comes as tens of thousands are without a primary care provider and as the province ramps up efforts to address a healthcare crisis. Some highlights include designing a recruitment plan targeting medical school and residency programs and pushing the province to remove barriers limiting where and when family doctors can practice.
It used to be the historical thinking that it was the rural and remote areas that were underserved, but actually our biggest unattached rates are in the urban areas. So think strategically, we've started to address the remote areas and getting them access to family physicians, but we haven't really concentrated on the inner city urban areas, which is now where we're seeing the greatest deficit is in terms of unattached rates.
Not included in this 10-point plan any financial incentives to attract primary care providers to the capital. Ottawa needs at least 270 new family doctors and nurse practitioners to meet the current demand.
Senators captain Brady Tkachuk will now be out for at least 4 weeks after he suffered a hand injury in the home opener.
You never want to lose a player of his stature, but that's part of the game. So we're not going to sit and dwell on it, and much like anyone else that gets hurt, you move on, and you move on quickly, and Brady will be around our team and be the captain that he is, but won't be playing.
The injury happened in the third period after Tkachuk took a cross-check from Nashville captain Roman Josi during a scrum. Head coach Travis Green says medical staff are evaluating whether surgery is an option. We do have some sad news from the music world. Legendary R&B singer D'Angelo has died.
Send it up, send it through. Send it up back to you.
The singer's family confirmed he died Tuesday after a battle with pancreatic cancer. D'Angelo, whose real name is Michael Eugene Archer, rose to fame in 1995 with his debut album Brown Sugar. He was quickly recognized as a leader in a neo-soul movement along with Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill, and Maxwell. His second album, Voodoo, reached #1 on the Billboard R&B chart and earned Grammys for Best R&B Album and Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. D'Angelo was 51.
Over now to the Middle East. Israel now plans to open the Rafah crossing this morning to increase the amount of aid flowing into Gaza. Meanwhile, Hamas has returned to the remains of 3 more hostages to Israel. A convoy carrying the bodies arrived in Tel Aviv this morning. According to the Red Cross, the remains of 45 dead Palestinian prisoners were returned to Gaza yesterday.
Police are investigating a bank robbery in Old Ottawa East. Officers were called to the Scotiabank on Main Street at Hawthorne yesterday morning. Police have provided few details about what happened, but it appears someone may have broken through a fence and door at the back of the building, and both are damaged. No one has been arrested, and police have not released any suspect descriptions, and no one was injured.
Social media giant Meta says it will start restricting what teenagers can see on Instagram, taking inspiration from film ratings.
By default, every teen that has a teen account will be in the 13+ rating, which means that the content that they see on Instagram will largely align with a PG-13 movie.
Meta says that means filtering out posts about sex, drugs, violence, dangerous stunts, and more from teen accounts. The company has been criticized over the risks younger users face on social media. There are questions about how effective the move will be and whether younger users will find ways around the new controls. Canadian Tire is warning shoppers about a recent data breach involving customer information. The breach impacts thousands of people who have an e-commerce account with Canadian Tire or its other banners, including SportCheck, Marks, and Party City. The breach data includes names, email addresses, and in some cases, incomplete credit card numbers. The company says the information is not enough to access accounts and make purchases. Canadian Tire says it is working with experts to enhance its security.
Well, Mail is on the move again. The union representing striking postal workers said it would be changing its approach from a full work stoppage. The union says the move is aimed at minimizing disruptions. However, Canadians should still expect delays and backlogs. Canada Post has suspended all service guarantees. Workers walked off the job September 25th, just hours after the government announced sweeping plans to restructure the Crown Corporation, which include ending door-to-door delivery. Negotiations to reach a new collective agreement have now been ongoing for more than a year and a half.
And your morning just got a whole lot richer, and that's because we are giving away that 20K. And guess what? Time for your daily code word.
Oh, imagine what you can do with an extra 20 grand. A dream vacation, home renovations, paying off bills. The possibilities are endless.
And a perfect word for today's code word is dream. Head to the contest page at ctvottawa.ca or scan that QR code on the right side of your screen. Enter code word DREAM along with your information for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. Make sure to tune in tomorrow as well. We will have a brand new code word each and every workday. Good luck to everybody. Has any of our mindsets changed now that the contest has been running? We've had lots of days to rethink. Are we still going with our plans? We did Sauna Mortgage. What are we doing?
Give it to my daughter. That was my plan. That was my plan. But now I'm thinking about it because you guys are talking about like, what is it? Hot tubs. Saunas. And can't fit that in my apartment.
Right.
But that's okay. But yes, I think I'm still sticking with it because like it's on the air. It's on record that I said that.
Yeah.
So, oh, well.
You could maybe put.
She'll hold you to that. She'll go, Mom, you said you were giving it to me. I heard that first time you talked about it.
Or a little 2-person hot tub on your terrace.
Oh, Melissa.
They have those.
There you go. And I can tell her we can share.
Exactly.
There you go.
And I can get you
great
the single
recovery.
cold tub too if you'd like. We can put that on the balcony. If you I'm just spitting out some ideas.
We're just dreaming. There you go.
Now we're dreaming. Absolutely. You might be dreaming of a vacation when you see the forecast too, because it will be a little bit cooler in the forecast for us over the next few days, more seasonal like. So we've just been spoiled with such beautiful above seasonal conditions. Now that it's normal, we're like, wait a minute, it feels a little cool. We're sitting at 8 degrees to start off your day. Not too bad. Tomorrow is going to be much cooler at this hour. And you can see really similar temperatures across the region. Brockville sitting at 6 degrees, but pretty much 8 degrees everywhere else. It is a little bit cloudy to start things off. Some areas could see a little scattered shower this morning. For us here in Ottawa, it should stay dry. There's just a 30% chance of seeing a little scattered shower early this morning for areas mainly out in the valley. Your morning commute should be clear. Same with on your drive home. We are expecting sunny conditions into your day ahead. And temperatures today normal for this time of the year, 13 degrees. So again, because it's been so hot lately, it's going to feel cooler, but really this is normal for this time of the year. Similar conditions throughout the region, 11 for the valley, 10 in Bancroft, 12 out along the Seaway, 11 as well in Petawawa, 10 is your daytime high over in Mont-Tremblant. It will get a little bit cooler towards the end of the work week, but then warm up in through the weekend. 13 is also the high for tomorrow, but you can see these overnight lows quite cool tonight and tomorrow night, which means those early morning hours will be quite chilly in the forecast over the next few days. 11 is the high for Friday, so that's our cooler day this week. A little bit cloudy, then into the weekend, a little bit wet, but temperatures will be back above seasonal. And the overnight lows, not as bad from Saturday in through next week.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
Here's a live look at your time saver traffic, and still collision free on the drive-in, which is great news. So no major issues to report. Starting to see some minor delays now at Eagleston if you are on the 417 heading eastbound. Also starting to see a few backups at Richmond, but nothing major to report.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
Well, coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, new details about financial anxiety in Canada. A new survey looked at financial stress among Canadians and how it is impacting their daily lives. More on that with CTV's Scott Hurst once we return from commercial break. Taking a peek through our sky cam, it is feeling nice and cozy out there. No strong wind gusts, above seasonal temperatures for now, before the cold temperatures drop beneath the freezing mark in the days to come. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Stay with us. We will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Here are the big stories that we're following today on Your Morning Ottawa. The city is moving forward with a plan to address a doctor shortage in the capital. The Sens head coach says Captain Brady Tkachuk will be out for at least 4 weeks after suffering a hand injury. And police are investigating a bank robbery in Old Ottawa East. We'll have all details and all those stories coming up, but first we're going to take a peek at your wake-up weather. Melissa.
Not a bad looking start to your morning. It's a little bit cloudy out there right now, sitting at 8 degrees with a high of 13 late this afternoon. We will get to see sunshine today. More More of that on the way as we head into tomorrow, but temperatures really average for the next few days, a little bit below for Friday with cloudy conditions. On your roads this morning, volume starting to build on the 417 eastbound near Eagleson and again then at Richmond, but we are collision free. Westbound lanes are still moving well this hour.
A new report from Leger and the United Way is looking at financial stress and how it's impacting Canadians. Why don't we bring in CTV's Scott Hurst to break this all down for us. Good morning to you, Scott.
Good morning, Rosie.
A lot of worried Canadians. Scott, what do the numbers tell us about the level of financial strain Canadians are feeling right now?
Rosie, of course, it's no secret we all worry about money, but financial stress is really proving to have a real-life impact beyond our wallets and ultimately a growing impact on our overall well-being, not just our mental health, but more and more on our physical health as well. That's according to a new survey for United Way through Leger, seeing affordability challenges really compounding and impacting our overall physical health. Here are some of the findings from its just released financial anxiety survey, starting off with 55%, more than half of Canadian residents it surveyed are at the very least anxious about their personal finances. Things like paying rent, paying the mortgage, supporting your family, affording groceries, of course, amid inflation challenges over the past few years, all adding up to more and more stress, much more of a burden. Also, 41%, just under half of those surveyed, about 4 in 10, report actual physical stress symptoms when talking about money, when thinking about their current financial situation. The survey points to people feeling heart palpitations, difficulty breathing and sleeping, and just general stress at making ends meet. And that leads to the most severe question: what happens if you couldn't make ends meet all of a sudden? 42% say they would only be able to cover their basic expenses for less than 1 month if they lost their job, if they lost their primary source of income, meaning so many of us are so dependent on each and every paycheck, Rosie, that if that money stopped, if it dried up, there's really no personal safety net to help us.
We're talking about this financial stress that is having an effect on mental and physical health. What are the actual impacts that are being seen and felt because of those stresses?
Yeah, first and foremost, from the companies and the corporations and the organizations that provide assistance to Canadians who need it. The impact is a rapidly growing demand for services, whether it's through the United Way or elsewhere. It's also been widely reported that visits to food banks are skyrocketing right across this country in every region, meaning so many more young people as well are not getting the food, not getting nutrition they need. Now, the United Way does point out that financial stress does cut across all incomes, but as you might expect, the overall impact on physical and mental demands are much more acute, much more severe for people making less money. Now, here is also one more stark reminder from United Way. Data from 211, United Way's national helpline, shows the need for temporary financial assistance this year grew by 50% from just last year, 2024, and more than 60% from 2 years ago in 2023, Rosie.
Well, this report on Canadians' financial anxiety is concerning, but it is information we need. Thank you so much, Scott Hurst from CTV News. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Rosie.
It is National Shawarma Day today. This man here is very excited about it. So to celebrate, we asked, what's the best shawarma place in Ottawa? And here's what you had to say. You want to take it away?
Yeah, all right. Let's start off with John. He says, JJ Shawarma in Kemptville, just the best ever. Just so delicious. JJ is a wonderful man. On the list.
Delicious.
Okay,
All
there
right.
you go.
Nadia says the best shawarma place I have discovered this week was in Orleans, a place called Chef Shawarma on 10th Line. Thanks, Nadia. I'm going to have to check that out.
Pamela says, I agree with Will. Shawarma place Shawarma Palace does have the best shawarma platter for sure. Lots of good food for a good price.
I like you, Pamela. Steven says Shawarma Palace on Innis in Orleans.
Oh, there you go.
P.S. Have you ever had a donair, which might be better with the sweet sauce? Yes, I have. And sometimes the donair hits just as well, but I usually can't turn away from the shawarma.
You just love it, right?
Yeah.
You guys are making my mouth
great
water here.
spots.
JJ, Chef Shawarma. I got so many on the list here. I read them.
Shawarma Palace, okay. Everybody likes that.
Got them all
there you
down.
go. All right, we are asking you today, what is your favorite shawarma spot in Ottawa? Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
And coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, have you ever heard of conking? Yes, we'll tell you more about this sport and a recent controversy at the World Conquer Championships when we get back from break. Here's a live look through our Skycam on George Street this morning. A little bit cloudy to start things off and cool, sitting at 8 degrees. And it is time for your morning fix. Astronomers have discovered an object so large entire galaxies reside at its center. This is called a double-ringed odd radio circle. They'll likely consist of gas that is strongly influenced by magnetic fields and often reach 10 to 20 times the size of our Milky Way galaxy. But they are also so incredibly faint and usually detectable only through radio lights. This one is the most distant one known to date, located 7.5 billion light years from Earth, and is only the second that has 2 rings.
I mean,
fascinating. How do you even comment on this, right?
I feel like we're all sitting here doing the same thing, just like what? Like just so much more than the mind can even think about, right?
When you start to think about it, you realize you feel so insignificant. It's like,
Oh my goodness, what's next? Aliens walking on this thing.
Anytime we get a chance to talk about it, you know the aliens are coming.
Well, Halloween is just around the corner, and a new survey is shedding light on this year's most popular costumes. So, Spider-Man is the top choice for kids, followed by princesses, witches and ghosts, and other superheroes. And it's not just for the kids. Adults are also getting into the spirit as well. The top grown-up costumes are witches, vampires, pirates, cats, and Batman. 53% of Canadians celebrate Halloween last year, and the average household spent nearly $68 on costumes, candies, and decorations. That's not bad.
I'm a little surprised that it isn't a specific costume. You know, usually like, there's something like Barbie and Ken for like what's hit.
The top trending one this year, yeah.
We're kind of going back to the OGs, you know, just witches, ghosts, and goblins. I love that.
Yeah.
And witches. So
I remember when Melissa came back onto the show, made her appearance, and it was all about Barbie.
Oh,
remember
yes.
we all had our Barbie
I was like, oh, you want me to play Barbie? No problem. I'm in.
Easy.
And we are also pleased to report that integrity has been restored to the world of conking. So this year, competitors had to pass through metal detectors at this year's World Conquer Championships in the UK. Last year's championship was mirrored by controversy over accusations the champion used a metal conker. And there were also worries this year about a shortage of conkers, but the competition was saved after donations came in from across the UK, including one from Windsor Castle. Conkers is a traditional game in Great Britain and Ireland where players have to thread a conker into a piece of string, taking turns striking each other until it breaks the other. It's complicated to me.
Yeah, full disclosure, I was not sure about this game until today.
Right? I had never heard of conking.
Oh, I want to learn more.
I feel like we should try this because I feel like this is a good never
right?
tried before getting on camera experience.
Yeah, but it's really intriguing when you see it played out. Like you're like, this is pretty cool, and I'm sure there's some sort of like art to it and like that.
Practice.
Exactly.
And no metal allowed.
No.
That's cheating.
That's cheating.
Can't do that.
We can't do that. I'll try to sneak it in if we try.
All right, here's a look at what's coming up on the show in the next hour, as we break down Instagram's latest policy announcement restricting content for teenagers. Will it make a difference to protect kids online? And we get a preview of the Ontario Folk Music Awards happening in Ottawa this week. And we are checking in with a local wedding planner about what you need to do right now if you're getting married next year. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It is Wednesday. It's going to be another good-looking day. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. It's Wednesday, October 15th.
We haven't really concentrated on the inner city urban areas, which is now where we're seeing the greatest deficit is in terms of unattached rates.
The City of Ottawa taking steps to address the doctor shortage in our city as tens of thousands remain without a family physician.
And keeping teens safe on Instagram, the company is moving to restrict what content your teenager can see on the platform, but will it be enough?
And we're paging Dr. Paul to find out what you need to know about RSV and if you have a baby at home. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning. Come on in. I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. And it's a bit more of a cooler morning today than it has been over the last few days. So your full forecast in a few minutes.
Okay, but we're going to get to today's top stories right now. The city is moving forward with a plan to address a doctor shortage in the capital. The detailed strategy, which will include an ambassador to help recruit and retain family doctors, got approval at City Hall. It comes as tens of thousands are without a primary care provider and as the province ramps up efforts to address a healthcare crisis. Some highlights include designing a recruitment plan targeting medical school and residency programs and pushing the province to remove barriers limiting where and when family doctors can practice.
It used to be the historical thinking that it was the rural and remote areas that were underserved, but actually our biggest unattached rates are in the urban areas. So think strategically, we've started to address the remote areas and getting them access to family physicians, but we haven't really concentrated on the inner city urban areas, which is now where we're seeing the greatest deficit is in terms of unattached rates.
Not included in this 10-point plan, any direct financial incentives to attract primary care providers to the capital. Ottawa needs at least 270 new family doctors and nurse practitioners to meet the current demand.
Sens captain Brady Tkachuk will now be out for at least 4 weeks after he suffered a hand injury in the home opener.
You never want to lose a player of his stature, but that's part of the game. So we're not going to sit and dwell on it, and much like anyone else that gets hurt, you move on, and you move on quickly, and Brady will be around our team and be the captain that he is, but won't be playing.
The injury happened in the third period after Tkachuk took a cross-check from Nashville captain Roman Josi during a scrum. Head coach Travis Green says medical staff are evaluating whether surgery is an option or not. And some sad news from the music world. Legendary R&B singer D'Angelo has died.
Send it up, send it through, send it up back to you.
The singer's family confirmed he died Tuesday after a battle with pancreatic cancer. D'Angelo, whose real name is Michael Eugene Archer, rose to fame in 1995 with his debut album Brown Sugar. He was quickly recognized as a leader in a neo-soul movement, along with Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill, and Maxwell. His second album, Voodoo, reached #1 on the Billboard R&B chart and earned Grammys for Best R&B Album and Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. D'Angelo was 51 years old.
To the Middle East now. Israel now plans to open the Rafah crossing this morning to increase the amount of aid flowing into Gaza. Meanwhile, Hamas has returned the remains of 3 more hostages to Israel. A convoy carrying the bodies arrived in Tel Aviv this morning. According to the Red Cross, the remains of 45 dead Palestinian prisoners were returned to Gaza yesterday.
Police are investigating a bank robbery in Old Ottawa East. Officers were called to the Scotiabank on Main Street at Hawthorne yesterday morning. Police have provided few details about what happened, but it appears someone may have broken through a fence and door at the back of the building, and both were damaged. No one has been arrested, and police have not released any suspect descriptions, and no one was injured.
Social media giant Meta says it will start restricting what teenagers can see on Instagram, taking inspiration from film ratings.
By default, every teen that has a teen account will be in the 13+ rating, which means that the content that they see on Instagram will largely align with a PG-13 movie.
Meta says that means filtering out posts about sex, drugs, violence, dangerous stunts, and more from teen accounts. The company has been criticized over the risks younger users face on social media. There are questions about how effective the move will be and whether younger users will find ways around the new controls. Canadian Tire is warning shoppers about a recent data breach involving customer information. The breach impacts thousands of people who have an e-commerce account with Canadian Tire or its banners, including Sport Chek, Marks, and Party City. The breach data includes names, email addresses, and in some cases, incomplete credit card numbers. The company says the information is not enough to access accounts and make purchases. Canadian Tire says it's working with experts to enhance its security.
Mail is on the move again. The union representing striking postal workers said it would be changing its approach from a full work stoppage. The union says the move is aimed at minimizing disruptions. However, Canadians should still expect delays and backlogs. Canada Post has suspended all service guarantees. Workers walked off the job September 25th, just hours after the government announced sweeping plans to restructure the Crown Corporation, which included ending door-to-door delivery. Negotiations to reach a new collective agreement have now been ongoing for more than a year and a half.
Aqua are taking on their biggest hits to stage.
You thought you knew us?
Aqua the musical will open in Copenhagen in 2028. They say it will combine their chart-topping hits like Barbie Girl and Around the World with their personal stories woven in.
The band members also say the musical will be a colorful illustration of the 90s. I bet it will be.
Wow.
And 2028 too, there's still even more time to see like what type of shows they can put on. Like you've seen technology and how it's increased, like with the Vegas Sphere and things like that. Imagine a couple years down the line what they're able to do.
And especially with Aqua, because they have such like a magical, upbeat sound, and I'm assuming it will be just vibrant.
It's gonna be nice.
Absolutely. And we do have your weather picture for today, and this was sent to us from Sub Hadib, and it's fall colors in beautiful Britannia Park.
Love it.
Look at that. We love seeing the beautiful fall colors, so thank you for sending that in.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating. Just box me up.
And of course, we love seeing your weather shots as well. All you have to do to be featured here on the show, email them to us, weathershots@ctv.ca. Again, the email address, weathershots@ctv.ca. In our forecast today, we're going to see very average-like conditions. So normal for this time of the year is 12.8, and today our daytime high is 13 degrees. So we're exactly where we should be sitting, not record-breaking temperatures for today. So slightly cooler just because we've been so spoiled with such beautiful conditions all September and all October long. Not too cool this morning. It could be worse, and it will be tomorrow and over the next few days. Sitting at 8 degrees to start off your morning, so not quite into those double digits, but not quite in those low single digits as well, kind of right in the middle. A little bit cloudy to start off your day, and some areas over to the west of us seeing a few scattered showers to kick off your morning, but for us here in Ottawa, just cloudy. 13 degrees is your high this afternoon, so very average-like conditions. Lots of sunshine throughout the region into the afternoon, so most of us getting to see a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day ahead. 11 is the daytime high for Pembroke, Petawawa. 12 is your high over in Gatineau for today. So for kids heading out to the school bus this morning, currently sitting at 8 degrees. We are getting to see a little bit of sunshine, but mainly cloudy skies to start off your morning. But into the day ahead, lots of sunshine to enjoy at recess. Tomorrow, similar day to today, lots of sunshine, 13, but those overnight lows really approaching that freezing mark tonight, and then tomorrow below the freezing mark with an overnight low of -1. Slightly cooler conditions for Friday, cloudier with a high of 11, and the weekend is looking a little bit warmer but wet. We are expecting some soggy conditions from Saturday in through next week.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating 80 years in family business.
On your roads this morning, reports of a collision westbound on the 417 at Nicholas, so it is causing severe backups. We are seeing moderate backups between the 417 eastbound between 416 and Parkdale, 174 westbound and moderate volume between Champlain and the George Etienne Parkway this morning.
Instagram says it will do more to safeguard kids on its platform by restricting what content young users can see as part of its latest update. The platform says it is aligning its teen accounts with safety settings that follow the same guidelines as PG-13 movies. Instagram will not promote and may even hide posts featuring strong language or those which could encourage what it calls harmful behaviors, like content featuring risky stunts or marijuana use. But is it too little too late? Joining me now is tech expert Carmi Levy to break this down for us. Good morning, Carmi.
Good to be with you, Will. Thanks for having me.
I think this is a huge topic of discussion right now, and the too little too late, I think, is probably the primary thing that people are going to be thinking about. Do you think with these restrictions in place, it's actually going to be beneficial with teens maybe being able to get around them?
Well, I mean, every little bit helps here, and I certainly don't want to rain on Meta's parade. Anything that they do moves us in the right direction and sort of gives kids and their parents more tools to work with as they try to keep them safe online. But, you know, we shouldn't delude ourselves here. The only reason they're introducing these features is because they have to. They have been sued in many courts in many countries over the impact of their tools on kids, on their mental health. It's been correlated to things like suicide. Governments, of course, are tightening their regulations in various countries to, make social media companies behave in a more community-focused manner. So this isn't altruistic. They're not doing this because they want to. They're doing it because they have to. And, we have to disavow ourselves of the notion that, that the internet, that we can age gate every piece of content on the internet. I'm a parent of 3. My kids are pretty tech savvy, and if I say no to them technologically, the way they perceive that is, well, let's figure out a workaround. Let's figure out a way around that. And so, good try, but let's not kid ourselves. This isn't going to fix a pretty complex problem.
Yeah, completely. And, safeguards have been put in previously, but there's always been a way to get around it. And with AI and the algorithms still targeting those younger people with those problems that parents really don't want their kids seeing, what's different about the safeguards that are going to be in place now compared to past times?
These, as you said, these build on what's previously been introduced. So teen accounts have been around for about a year. This expands the definitions of what constitutes problematic content. It also uses the PG-13 definitions that we've all been familiar with in the movie industry, essentially takes those and applies them to the Instagram platform. And if you want to opt out of it, you're going to have mom and dad's permission. And this is a common theme with Meta's teen protection regime, is that it involves parents, and that any changes to the settings, they have to okay it, which in theory anyway means mom and dad are going to know. In reality, kids are pretty tech savvy. So does this work in practice? No, not at all. It also makes it more difficult for adults, and there have been restrictions on adults using these platforms as a way of targeting younger users. This makes it even more difficult, puts more restrictions on how younger teen users can interact with adult accounts and vice versa. And also it implements them by default. In other words, if you don't go into your settings to make those changes, they become automatic regardless. You need mom and dad's permission to turn them off.
And I think, let's play devil's advocate a little bit on the other side of things. It's a great idea, and we want to limit what's being filtered through our younger people and what they can actually see. But on the turnaround, with those restrictions in place, are there kind of negatives or going to be the opposite of benefits that will come from having restrictions like this?
There certainly are. And, there is a certain percentage of the user base that uses tools like Instagram for, seeking assistance with mental health or doing research in the space. And of course, if you're looking for that content and you're in that age range, you're not going to find it. This uses artificial intelligence, and we know full well that AI doesn't always get it right. So research shows that in some cases, the objectionable content will still leak through. Or in some cases, it will take, content that should not be flagged and flag it, and it will not find its audience. And so there are all sorts of ways that this can go wrong. And we've also seen a number of adults who've had their accounts, thanks to the use of AI to track activity, those accounts have been flagged as teen accounts and have been sort of flipped over. So it's imperfect technology. We know that Meta has gotten rid of its content moderators, gotten rid of its customer support human department. So if you do have a problem that's been triggered by technology, finding someone to resolve it, not quite there as well. So all sorts of issues, and this is a company that in the past really has not always behaved in a way that is optimized to the rest of us, and this just gives them more places to go wrong.
Such a fast-moving sector with changes just constantly happening every couple of months. It feels like the 3 to 5 year plan is the 3 to 6 month plan, which is the week plan. Obviously, a lot of confusing times, but hopefully some positivity can come from this. Carmi, really appreciate your time this morning.
Thanks so much, Phil. Great being here.
All right, well, coming up a little bit later on in the show, at the Renotour Parade of Homes, you'll have the unique opportunity to meet and engage with some of Ottawa's top renovators and custom home builders. We've got all those details coming up. Our guests are nice and cozy in our Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. We even got Derek in there saying hello, our wonderful producer. Oh, look at that blue. Looking good on you this morning, Derek. We're going to take a peek, though, away from Derek on our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, and temperatures today will be a little bit cooler than yesterday. But the biggest difference we will see is that overnight low. Bundle up in the mornings, my friends. Fall is officially here, although it hasn't felt like it over the last couple months. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
Welcome back, everybody. Here are the big stories that we're following today on Your Morning Ottawa. The city is moving forward with a plan to address a doctor shortage in the capital. Ottawa Senators head coach Travis Green says Captain Brady Tkachuk will be out for at least 4 weeks after suffering a hand injury in the home opener. And Ottawa police are investigating a bank robbery in Old Ottawa East. Melissa, how's the weather looking for today?
A little bit cooler, but that's because we're seeing seasonal-like conditions. So we're done with the above seasonal temperatures, at least for the next few days. 13 is your daytime high for today. We're seeing mainly sunny conditions this morning, a mix of sun and cloud later on this afternoon. Cold overnight, dropping down to 1 degree. On your roads this hour, here's a live look at your time saver traffic. And we are seeing heavy volume east to west right now, so it is quite slow out there. On your drive-in, we will, of course, keep you updated on your roads and your traffic. Rosie.
The Renotour Parade of Homes self-guided tour is an exciting event that offers you the opportunity to tour a curated selection of exceptional home renovation projects and custom-built residences. Jacob Kirst is the chair of the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Renovators Council, and he joins us this morning to discuss the tour and share some of his expertise. This sounds just like a fascinating, wonderful tour. Talk a little bit more about it, and good morning.
Good morning, Rosie. Thanks so much for having me out. So yeah, really excited to share with everyone our Parade of Homes this year. Is really an opportunity to showcase projects across the city of Ottawa from west to east, south of the Ottawa downtown core, as well as it's held by the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association, and I think you touched on it perfectly, but it is an opportunity to have the public come in, tour projects and reimagine spaces, see what's possible, and just speak with professionals about their renovation goals or potential ideas.
You speak with these professionals who are so qualified, so really gifted in what they do, and you get to have this perspective. Like you go, oh, I wouldn't have thought to make that corner look the way it does, or the whole home, in fact. Does it do that? Does it really actually spark the imagination and really showcase the talents of these individuals?
Absolutely. So, oftentimes homeowners are faced with having, photos on folks' websites, right, etc. And this is a wonderful opportunity to actually, in person, explore a wide scale of different renovation types and see firsthand the craftsmanship that goes into these projects. trends and have an opportunity to explore in further detail and those details of the project.
Happening October 19th.
October 19th,
yeah, that's great.
10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay. That is really great. I gotta hit you with a few more questions here to talk about those who are thinking of maybe going to the tour, getting inspired, and then hiring a contractor, somebody who can come in and do that kind of work. Where does one start? How do you make sure you get the right person for the job?
That's a loaded question.
Yes.
You know, and homeowners are faced with so many different options. You know, a great place to start is checking in on our local Home Builders Association. There's the Renomark program, which is administered by the Canadian Home Builders Association, which many of our members are actively involved in. I think the Renotour Parade of Homes is a great first place to start. I always like to say it's about finding the right fit for you and your family. And having the opportunity to speak with the teams behind the projects and understand their process, how they work, and how a renovator or a custom home builder can best support you. There's a lot of value in that, that in-person interaction.
Okay, so Jacob, what should homeowners, what should people look for when they're hiring a renovator or a contractor? What kind of credentials should they look for?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Some that come to top of mind, are they licensed? Are they insured? Are they active in their...
You can ask for these things, right? You know,
100%.
Are you insured? Can I get a look at that insurance?
Yes,
right?
and a professional renovator or custom home builder should be more than happy to provide you that information. You know, so those are some great questions to, you know, to start with respect to understanding the folks you're working with.
That's so fascinating. One more question for you. Are there any red flags that people out there should know about when they're looking to hire a contractor, a renovator? Like, is there one thing, like if they say, give me some cash on the side, is that just a red flag or is it not?
Major red flag.
Okay.
Major red flag for sure. I'd say listen to your gut as well, right? So our intuition can be a very powerful thing. But, you know, there are so many, you know, things that come to mind. Does the folks that you're speaking with show up on time? Do they communicate well? And things of that nature.
Okay, so this conversation took a bit of a turn there. I just wanted to pick your brain about how and what people should look for when they're hiring a renovator. But come this weekend, October 19th, you've got this wonderful tour happening, and it's that one tour parade of renovations that's going to just have us inspired to do that kind of work and hire a professional. This is wonderful. Can folks get any more information? Is there a website?
Yep, there's a website, so they can go to the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association website, goba.com, and all the information with respect to the Renotour will be there.
I'm so glad you came on
we're
the
excited to have everyone out local in the community.
Sounds like a great event. Jacob Kurse, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rosie.
Thank you. Melissa.
Well, coming up, we tell you why Ottawa is set to become the center of Canada's folk music community this week. That's in a few minutes. Here's a live look for our Skycam on George Street this morning. The sun is up, still sitting at 8 degrees with a high of 13 this afternoon.
Come on in. Coming up on 7:30, I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. And of course, it is a little bit of a cooler start to your day than it was yesterday. And temperatures today more seasonal-like, so we're not going to deal with this little hot blast like we saw over the weekend.
Okay, so we got to get used to this, right?
Exactly.
Pretty average. There you go. We got that. All right, we got your top stories as well. The city is moving forward with a plan to address a doctor shortage in the capital. The detailed strategy, which will include an ambassador to help recruit and retain family doctors, got approval at City Hall. It comes as tens of thousands are without a primary care provider and as the province ramps up efforts to address a healthcare crisis. Some highlights include designing a recruitment plan targeting medical school and residency programs and pushing the province to remove barriers limiting limiting where and when family doctors can practice.
It used to be the historical thinking that it was the rural and remote areas that were underserved, but actually our biggest unattached rates are in the urban areas. So think strategically, we've started to address the remote areas and getting them access to family physicians, but we haven't really concentrated on the inner city urban areas, which is now where we're seeing the greatest deficit is in terms of unattached rates.
Not included in this 10-point plan, any financial incentives to attract primary care providers to the capital. Ottawa needs at least 270 new family doctors and nurse practitioners to meet the current demand.
Sens captain Brady Tkachuk will now be out for at least 4 weeks after he suffered a hand injury in the home opener.
You never want to lose a player of his stature, but that's part of the game. So we're not going to sit and dwell on it, and much like anyone else that gets hurt, you move on, and you move on quickly, and Brady will be around our team and be the captain that he is, but won't be playing.
The injury happened in the third period after Tkachuk took a cross-check from Nashville captain Roman Josi during a scrum. Head coach Travis Green says medical staff are evaluating whether surgery is an option.
Some sad news from the music world. Legendary R&B singer D'Angelo has died.
Send it up, send it through. Send it right back to you.
The singer's family confirmed he died Tuesday after a battle with pancreatic cancer. D'Angelo, whose real name is Michael Eugene Archer, rose to fame in 1995 with his debut album Brown Sugar. He was quickly recognized as a leader in the soul neo-soul movement, along with Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill, and Maxwell. His second album, Voodoo, reached #1 on the Billboard R&B chart and earned Grammys for Best R&B Album and Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. D'Angelo was 51 years old.
Police are investigating a bank robbery in Old Ottawa East. Officers were called to the Scotiabank on Main Street at Hawthorne yesterday morning. Police have provided few details about what happened, but it appears someone may have broken through a fence and door at the back of the building, as both were damaged. No one has been arrested, and police have not released any suspect descriptions, and no one was injured.
This 9-year-old Los Angeles Dodgers fan is getting a lot of attention for his team spirit.
Dallas Perez never left his feet during last week's 11-inning walk-off win over the Phillies. He got a lot of attention in the stands that night as he's become famous online as well.
The team even replied to a social media post saying the big win was for him. The Dodgers won Game 2 of the NLCS last night, beating the Brewers 5-1. There you go.
It's so cool, right? And you know, it just made him even more excited to have the team actually recognize like him cheering that whole time being up there. Like, baseball games aren't short. That's a long time to be up on the feet.
Exactly. That's really special. Good on him. And maybe the Jays and the Dodgers will meet up in the World Series. You never know.
We can only hope.
There you go. Exactly. We got to take a look right now at your forecast. Melissa.
And not a bad looking morning, a little bit cooler than it was yesterday, but overall temperature is not too bad to start off your day. We are sitting at 8 degrees right here in the city, getting to see a bit of that sunshine, and similar throughout the region, slightly cooler in Brockville, sitting at 5 degrees to start off your morning. In our skies, this is what we're seeing right now, some sunshine to kick off your day here in the city, but it is a little bit gray outside still this morning, so still dealing with some cloud coverage and a mix of sun and cloud into your afternoon. Regional highs today, very average for the day ahead, 13 degrees later on this afternoon. Similar across the region, 12 for Trenton as well as in Kingston, Brockville, Cornwall. 11 is the daytime high out in the valley for today, as well as 10 degrees out in Mont-Tremblant. So for kids heading to school, here is your outdoor recess forecast. Of course, we will get to see that sunshine. A little bit cooler for your daytime high late this afternoon than it was yesterday. A high today of 13 degrees, which is normal for this time of the year, of course. It's going to feel cooler only because we've been so spoiled with above seasonal temperatures for so long. Sunshine over the next few days, 13 today and tomorrow. Overnight lows is the big story. It will be much cooler tonight, dropping down to 1 degree. -1 is the overnight low as we head into Thursday. Then on Friday, slightly cooler, a little bit below the norm. Cloudy skies, daytime high of 11, but your overnight lows will warm up Friday and through the weekend. The weekend could get a little bit of wet weather on the way. There's about a 40% chance of seeing some scattered showers, but warmer with highs of 16. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic, and definitely a slow morning on your roads this hour because of an earlier morning collision. It is heavy if you are heading eastbound on the 417 around Richmond in through Parkdale this morning and right through Nicholas. There's a look at some of the slowdowns. Westbound lanes are still moving pretty decent, just a little bit slow approaching Nicholas in through Saint Laurent.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
The 31st Annual Folk Music Awards are happening right here in our city, and we are so lucky to get all the details this morning. We have Rosalind Dennett here joining us in studio today. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's so great to start off your day with a little bit of folk music. Can you tell us about the awards happening in Ottawa this week?
Absolutely. We're so excited to be in Ottawa. This is our hometown, so it's really a big homecoming for us. It's the 31st Annual Ontario Folk Music Awards. It's going to happen tonight at the NAC. We're actually a sold-out crowd tonight, so we're really, really excited to welcome folks there. It's part of the Folk Music Ontario Conference, which happens every year. We're really excited to have it in Ottawa this year, and we're bringing over 950 music industry workers and artists here to Ottawa.
That's incredible. So obviously Ottawa has a big need for folk music, considering it's already sold out.
It's, you know, it's an incredible scene here. So we've been so excited to get to come back. Last time we were here was 2016. So it's been a little while, and you know, since we've been there, there's been so many incredible folk musicians that have started to crop up, and there's been amazing music industry development work done here in Ottawa. So the time couldn't be more perfect.
And tell us about the host for this year's award.
Well, the host is a friend of the show here, Angelique Francis, a local Ottawa artist who we're really, really excited to have host the awards. She's also nominated for 2 awards as well, as well as quite a few other Ottawa artists that are nominated this year.
We were so lucky because she performed for us on the show last week, and it was just absolutely incredible. She blew everybody away. She's just so talented.
She is amazing, and as you know, she's been coming out to the conference many years, and is you know, definitely no stranger to awards. So yeah, we're just so lucky to have her to host.
And tell us how people can get involved.
So you can, there's a big conference that's happening all week. It's going to be at the Delta Ottawa City Centre. We're also doing a huge free concert that's going to take place at St. Charles Market, and it's from 1 to 8 p.m. St. Charles Market. It's also co-presented by the Vanier BIA, and we're going to have a whole bunch of Ottawa artists playing on the same stage as artists from, you know, Chile, from Yukon, from all over, and there'll be lots of collaboration on stage, and we're really just trying to bring all this attention to folk music as we can out into the public. So it's family friendly. We'll have some family entertainment as well. It's going to happen rain or shine. There'll be vendors and food and all sorts of good festival fun.
Incredible. And where can people go for more information?
folkcanada.com. So we'll have information about the Community Folk Festival there, information about the conference, information about the awards, and that's where we'll be announcing the winners of the awards as well.
Incredible. Well, thank you so much, Rosalind, for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
You're welcome. We are in store for some great music here in the city. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam this morning. It is not a bad looking start to your morning. We're sitting at 8 degrees with a high of 13 later on this afternoon.
Your Morning Ottawa. We are so excited right now because this week is Wedding Planning Week, and we've got Alexandra Bailey David, and she is a wedding planner and designer who's been creating beautiful outdoor celebrations across Ottawa and Prince Edward County for over 6 years. She strives to make every wedding unique in its own way, ensuring no two celebrations ever feel the same. And she joins us this morning to share some of her expert advice. Good morning to you, Alexandra.
Good morning, Rosie.
This right here is absolutely gorgeous. Can we talk first off about this beautiful display and what kind of theme you're evoking here with this display? Yeah,
Absolutely.
this
So
setup.
to create this tablescape, I used some of the items from my favorite vendors. So Wed Decor provided the rentals, Pollination provided the beautiful flowers, and Letterland Studio created this beautiful stationery for me. So I heard you love Dusty Rose.
I do.
Really
do.
I tried to incorporate a little bit of purple, a little bit of pink, keeping the tones kind of understated but still elegant.
Yeah.
And we have these beautiful beeswax candles, so they aren't toxic. And they just add a bit of an organic feel. So I just wanted it to feel very warm and inviting. So I'm so glad you love it.
I just absolutely adore this. And I want to bring in Melissa. What are you thinking, Melissa?
I heard you love pink too.
I
so
love
I even
pink.
got letterpress ink menus for the table, as well as some pink charger plates.
That is just stunning. The combination of all the colors together and even the textures.
Just see, that's what I always like to do for design. I like to mix textures, and I like to show couples like these are some options. You don't have to always stick to status quo. You can like mix and match stuff. So
You know, our supervising producer asked us, you know, to give us your theme, your colors. What would be your wedding? You know, your dream wedding. So Melissa, I was this is
right
me
here.
right here. I was telling Derek, our supervising producer, I go, you know what? I'd love an outdoor kind of nature-inspired wedding, and you do that. You do outdoor weddings and private properties. What are some of the particular challenges of putting that kind of a wedding together?
Well, they're my personal favorite to plan, but they are a beast in their own. So
weather
is a huge challenge, but also the area. So I'll give you an example. I did a really beautiful cottage wedding this past summer out near Kingston. But the landscape was not super fit for a wedding. So the ground was really gravelly and not quite level. And the bride wanted a really nice long table on the water. So her family was nice enough to landscape that property for her, specifically for the wedding. And it ended up looking beautiful, but some of the challenges we encountered was, you know, a rain plan. So how can we fit a tent here?
Just in case,
Can we fit the amount of people you want in that tent? Because she wanted 100 people, so we had to make sure that the space was big enough. So lots of math and problem solving. And just making sure that she has the same experience she wants, you know, in the sunshine as she can have if it rains. So it's really just evaluating all the potential things that could go wrong, planning for them, and hoping for the best.
How do you make the wedding feel so special, each one?
I just really like to make sure that I get to know each one of my couples personally and what matters to them. And like each wedding, it's not just an event, it's a way for them to thank their friends and family. So a couple weeks ago, the couple wanted to do something really special for their guests. So instead of just doing like a typical speech, they served dessert to everybody. So they went around with a platter of little ice cream dishes and went to each table and made sure that they talked to everybody. And we came up with that idea in advance because they wanted to do something really personal. So I like to come up with that kind of idea. You know, like you don't have to just sit and do speeches. You can do something a bit more personal.
Alexandra, Bailey, David, you've been doing this now for over 6 years, making these unique weddings, each and every one of them unforgettable, setting up these gorgeous themes. Thank you. Now you got me kind of going,
Right?
Wedding number 2, anyone?
This is like my dream color combination. It's like romantic and elegant and a little moody, but still hitting that girly vibe chic that I love. So
this is wonderful.
perfect.
You help couples dream and then bring those dreams to life. Thank you again for coming on
Thank you
here.
for having me.
We are both inspired. We're loving
are.
this. Thank you for coming on.
And your morning just got a whole lot richer because we are still giving away that 20K, and it's time for your daily code word. And just imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand, a dream vacation, home renovations, paying off the bills, or maybe the wedding of your dreams. The possibilities are absolutely endless. So today's code word, very fitting, it is dream. Head over to our contest page, ctvottawa.ca, or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter the code word today along with your information for your chance to win this CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. And make sure to watch us tomorrow for that brand new code word. Good luck. Well, coming up next, what do you need to know about RSV if you have a new baby at home? We'll have the details as we're paging Dr. Paul this morning as respiratory virus season ramps up. That conversation is just ahead. We are paging Dr. Paul this morning as RSV can infect people of any age, but it can cause the most problems in the very young or very, very old. Babies less than a year old are at the highest risk, so Dr. Paul is back with some advice for parents this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
Okay, let's first talk about what exactly RSV is.
Yeah, it's a respiratory syncytial virus. It's a virus that, for me and you, causes a common cold. In elderly, it causes perhaps more serious disease, but in very young children, specifically kids less than a year of age, causes what's called bronchiolitis. It's the leading cause of admission to hospital in young babies. It really, I've seen thousands of cases, really, and they basically present like they have a huge asthmatic attack. They can't breathe, they struggle, and so it is a very bad disease. And up until very recently, we couldn't do anything about it. There was no prevention, which is good news story.
However, tell us the good news story because it has changed.
Yes. So as of last year, there was something available that is actually an injection that's given to babies at birth or in the first couple of months that actually gives them antibodies that protects them against RSV. So we started it last year, and we vaccinated about 75% of all babies, and we saw a tremendous decrease in RSV admissions in babies. And not only us, but on Quebec as well. Quebec covered it for free, and it's free, by the way. You can get it at the hospital or your local public health unit, and so it's called Nirsevimab. It's just an injection of antibodies, really, and it protects the baby for at least 6 to 8 months, and that's where they're most prone. So if people are out there, if you're expecting a baby or had a baby, talk to your doctor in the hospital. They will offer you that shot for the baby, and it'll protect the baby. And believe me, it really works, and it's worth it because I've seen babies suffer. They have short-term consequences. You know, babies are admitted to the intensive care unit, they can't breathe, and they can be long-term consequences to RSV. They can have higher rates of asthma later on in life. So it's a good news story. There's also another vaccine that mothers can take during pregnancy that then they get the antibodies themselves, and then they give it to the baby through the placenta. But again, we believe the other one is a bit better, but it's a choice for parents. Both are free in Ontario, so just ask your doctor. RSV is a bad disease, and I'm very happy that now we have something that can prevent it. It's really good news.
Absolutely. And for parents who are worried about symptoms, what are some symptoms of cases of RSV?
So first of all, it starts like a cold, but in young babies, really it is difficulty breathing. They're tugging, their lips may turn blue, they won't feed, and really that's one of the causes of admission to hospital. And by the way, it's not only RSV. If any child gets those symptoms, difficulty breathing, like they're choking or struggling to breathe, then that's a reason to go to a hospital emergency room. But with RSV in particular, they also wheeze. It's almost like having a small asthma attack in young children. And so there's no treatment, and fortunately, again, we now can prevent it. This is really great news. It's been something that's been, challenging us for many, many years, and this is great news, and I'm glad that Ontario is covering it for free.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us the great news about RSV and some new measures out there that you can take to help the cause. Thank you so much for joining us. Will, over to you.
All right, we got your milestone celebrations on this Wednesday, October 15th. Happy 10th birthday to Cash. Welcome to the double digits. Never forget that you are smart, kind, and you are special, and we are so proud of you. That's love from Grandma and Grandpa. They love you so much. Happy birthday, Cash, from all of us here at CTV Your Morning Ottawa, the solo birthday on our show today. If you have a milestone, celebrate it with us. Send us your birthday announcements for kids who are turning 13 and under, but also turning 100 or more. Also celebrating some wedding anniversaries, maybe 50 years or more. All you got to do, email us your Morning Ottawa milestones at ctv.ca. Don't you worry, we'll get that announcement on air. And coming up in the next hour, some great tips on how to ensure kids in our community enjoy a safe and inclusive Halloween. The 14th annual Ottawa Police Gala is coming up. We hear from Ottawa's Chief of Police, Eric Stubbs, and we celebrate National Shawarma Day with Royal Rooster Shawarma. Who isn't excited about that? I have both hands up. All the shawarma, give it to me. Here's a look through our sky cam on taking a peek on our Wednesday, and temperatures are going to be a little cooler than yesterday, but the sun is shining, but a colder overnight low approaches as we get closer to Halloween night. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's Wednesday, October 15th.
We haven't really concentrated on the inner city urban areas, which is now where we're seeing the greatest deficit is in terms of unattached rates.
The City of Ottawa taking steps to address the doctor shortage in our city as tens of thousands remain without a family physician.
And finally touched up by the Predators. And Ottawa is going to have a two-man advantage for 37 seconds as Tkachuk.
Sens captain Brady Tkachuk will be out for weeks after suffering a hand injury in Monday's home opener.
And it's National Shawarma Day, Will's favorite day of the year. So we are celebrating in your kitchen with Royal Rooster. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Come on in. Happy Wednesday. I'm Rosie Edden.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. And can you taste this shawarma already? I know you've been giddy all morning long about this.
Yeah, it's almost, you know, I would say it's definitely up there in the top few days of the year, especially being back in the capital city where shawarma is just on every corner.
Lots to choose from, right? But you're going to get a treat today, and I'm hoping that maybe some of the crew will get a little bit of it as well. Will you share? That's the question.
I will certainly share, and I also want to thank the viewers because that was our question in the Your Comment, and I've got JJ's, I got Chef Shawarma, so I've got some places to check out too.
Lots of places you got to go. But first, we're going to get to today's top stories. The city is moving forward with a plan to address a doctor shortage in the capital. The detailed strategy, which will include an ambassador to help recruit and retain family doctors, got approval at City Hall. It comes as tens of thousands are without a primary care provider, and as the province ramps up efforts to address a healthcare crisis. Some highlights include designing a recruitment plan targeting medical school and residency programs and pushing the province to remove barriers limiting where and when family doctors can practice.
It used to be the historical thinking that it was the rural and remote areas that were underserved, but actually our biggest unattached rates are in the urban areas. So think strategically, you know, we've started to address the remote areas and getting them access to family physicians, but we haven't really concentrated on the inner city urban areas, which is now where we're seeing the greatest deficit is in terms of unattached rates.
Not included in this 10-point plan, any direct financial incentives to attract primary care providers to the capital. Ottawa needs at least 270 new family doctors and nurse practitioners to meet the current demand.
Senators captain Brady Tkachuk will now be out for at least 4 weeks after he suffered a hand injury in the home opener.
You never want to lose a player of his stature, but that's part of the game. So we're not going to sit and dwell on it, and much like anyone else that gets hurt, you move on, and you move on quickly, and Brady will be around our team and be the captain that he is, but won't be playing.
The injury happened in the third period after Tkachuk took a cross-check from Nashville captain Roman Josi during a scrum. Head coach Travis Green says medical staff are currently evaluating whether surgery is an option or not. Some sad news from the music world. Legendary R&B singer D'Angelo has died.
Send it up, send it through, send it up back to you.
The singer's family confirmed he died Tuesday after a battle with pancreatic cancer. D'Angelo, whose real name is Michael Eugene Archer, rose to fame in 1995 with his debut album Brown Sugar. He was quickly recognized as a leader in a neo-soul movement, along with Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill, and Maxwell. His second album, Voodoo, reached #1 on the Billboard R&B chart and earned Grammys for Best R&B Album and Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. D'Angelo was 51 years old.
To the Middle East now, where Israel now plans to open the Rafah crossing this morning to increase the amount of aid flowing into Gaza. Meanwhile, Hamas has returned the remains of 3 more hostages to Israel. A convoy carrying the bodies arrived in Tel Aviv this morning. According to the Red Cross, the remains of 45 dead Palestinian prisoners were returned to Gaza yesterday.
Police are investigating a bank robbery in Old Ottawa East. Officers were called to the Scotiabank on Main Street at Hawthorne yesterday morning. Police have provided few details about what happened, but it appears someone may have broken through a fence and door at the back of the building, as both are damaged. No one has been arrested, and police have not released any suspect descriptions, and no one was injured.
A team of scientists say they've created a kind of superwood that's stronger than steel.
Yeah, it's literally called Superwood and is made by a company called Inventwood. They say it's 10 times as strong as steel and 6 times lighter. There's hope it can be more earthquake resistant and also easier on the foundations of homes.
The company strengthens wood by chemically treating it before hot pressing it, making it significantly denser. They say it has a higher strength to weight ratio, higher than most structural metals and alloys.
Interesting.
That's strong.
Changing the game once again. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm always like, is it kid-proof? That's the biggest testament in my house, because they just love to destroy, you know, anything that's nice in the house.
Yeah, exactly. Like with any kind of
Toys.
liquid as well. You give them juice,
Yeah.
it usually ends up somewhere
On the carpet.
like on the table, on the carpet.
Yes,
So
not on
wonder
the
if it
surfaces
can-
that are easy to wipe. It's on those surfaces that aren't easy to
Yes.
clean. That's how it goes.
And interesting too, kid-proof in the sense of, like, you know that they're still probably potentially going through the drywall as they get older
Oh.
too and start playing with kids, and then the wood's exposed. So we'll have to wait and see.
And it's like upgrade the cupboards, but no, we just bang our tractors and our trucks and our toys in it over and over again. So now there's little dents everywhere. It's okay. It's giving it character. That's what I like to say. Temperatures have dropped a little bit here this morning. We're kind of changing between 7 degrees and 8 degrees here in the city. So not a bad looking start to your morning. It will be much cooler as we head into tomorrow. 7 in Trenton, 5 in Brockville, so slightly cooler in Brockville. Some areas seeing a few spotty showers early this morning, as you can see these little green on your radar screen. Areas in the valley especially seeing a few spotty showers to start off your day. For us into the afternoon, mix of sun and cloud for today. So it's actually going to be a beautiful day, just slightly cooler because we've been spoiled with such above seasonal temperatures for so long. Now that we're back to normal, it's of course going to feel a little bit chillier. 13 degrees is your daytime high, so a beautiful fall day in the forecast for us. 10 in Bancroft, 11 in the valley for your daytime high today, 12 in your Gatineau area. So here's a look at the next 5 days, and we will see the sunshine today, tomorrow. 13 degrees is the high, so very average temperatures for today, tomorrow. Overnight lows, though, that's the big story. It'll be quite cool overnight tonight as well as overnight tomorrow, approaching that freezing mark tonight, then below as we head into Thursday overnight. Friday, slightly cooler conditions. 11 is your daytime high, cloudy conditions. Then Saturday in through Sunday, we are expecting some scattered showers in the forecast. And here's a look at your drive in right now. We are seeing backups, moderate volume, 417 eastbound between Richmond and Parkdale. Heavy then between Maitland and Island Park. 417 westbound also dealing with some moderate backups between Hunt Club Road and Innis. Heavy delays between Innis and Nicholas, 174 westbound. Heavy backups between the Champlain and Sir George Etienne Cartier Parkway, and light volume between Montreal Road and the Split this morning.
An Eastern Ontario mayor is calling for the local council to be dissolved as tensions reach a boiling point. As CTV's Tyler Fleming tells us, it's been months of turmoil, dozens of integrity commissioner complaints, and explosive council meetings in the township of Rideau Lakes.
We need people to speak up.
Margot Sortberg has lived in Portland, Ontario for 40 years. And she says she's never seen a township council quite like this.
You go and you vote every year and you assume that they're going to do their job,
but they can't even function.
Tensions boiled over on October 6th. Councillors were focusing on 7 Integrity Commissioner reports when shouting erupted from the gallery.
I'm sorry, this is enough bull.
Councillor Deborah Hutchins crossed the floor to confront the resident face to face.
You don't tell me what to do.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
The event, caught on council video, ended with Hutchins calling police. The meeting was cut short, with staffers saying the environment was unsafe.
Like, what is that?
I am not.
It's the latest clash in what's become one of Ontario's most divided councils.
It really feels like in a lot of cases it's just a clash of a lot of egos on all sides.
The council, made up of 8 members and a mayor, has filed nearly 30 Integrity Commissioner complaints this term alone.
I don't know if it's just the people that are there can't work together, that particular bunch, or what it is, but we just need them to be gone.
Now the township's mayor is asking the province to step in and dissolve council, calling a new election, saying that it is beyond repair and that taxpayers deserve better.
It's the right thing to do in this case.
Forfar resident Brian Reel says council has forgotten its mandate to serve the community.
The infighting and, it's just bad. Not good. You're not providing the service that they were elected to do.
Am I calling 911?
Following the October 6th outburst, the township confirmed all meetings will be held virtually, a temporary move under workplace safety rules.
In some ways, I feel like it's best to start fresh. In some ways, I feel like it really, those who are in seat really should just find a way to work together.
We've given them all the fair chances I think that they need, and they just need to be done.
Tyler Fleming, CTV News, Portland.
Well, coming up this hour on Your Morning Ottawa, we will hear from the Chief of Police, Eric Stubbs, about the upcoming police gala, as well as the latest on the speed camera debate. That's coming up in just a matter of a few moments. Taking a peek outside through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, and temperatures not feeling too bad today. But Melissa letting us know all that changes as we take a peek at the overnight lows over the next 2 days before a slight warm-up begins once again. Stay with us. It's 8:11 on your Wednesday. Halloween is just over 2 weeks away, and we want to make sure it's fun and inclusive for all. Julie Cole joins us this morning with some of her top tips. Good morning to you, Julie.
Good morning, Will. I've got a little quiz for you.
I'm okay with that because it's Halloween-oriented, which was one of my favorite days of the year.
Okay, all right. So we're going to talk about safety first. So true or false, one of the biggest dangers on Halloween is that candy will be tampered with.
I'm going with true for sure.
Okay, so you'd be wrong. This is like one of the biggest myths going.
Really?
And in fact, the only documented case of Halloween candy that had been tampered with was a parent who laced their own child's candy with arsenic. So
what?
Parents are the worst. Okay.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
True or false number 2. All homemade treats should be thrown out immediately. They come home.
I'm going true because of allergies and things that they may not be aware of.
Okay, I think that's kind of fair. I'm going to say it was a little bit false. This is a myth, again, that the treats are the big problem. If you're trick-or-treating your own neighborhood and old Mrs. Jones always makes candy apples, it's fine. Consider the source. But you're right. If there are any concerns, get rid of it. The point being, the safety isn't about the treats. It's about the cars.
Got it. Okay.
You know, twice as many kids, more than twice as many kids get hit by cars on Halloween. So that's why you want to dress for visibility. You want them to be seen. You want to stick to sidewalks, that sort of thing. Okay, let's move on to our inclusivity because we want Halloween to be fun for everyone. So first of all, I want to talk about kids with wheelchairs or mobility devices, right? So you want to make sure that you have a clear path that's well lit. If you happen to have stairs, set up your treat station at the bottom of your driveway or below the stairs. And if you happen to be near a Pet Value, you can pick up an accessibility sign.
Oh, great.
And put it up now. So when the kids are scoping the neighborhood about, you know, wheelchair-friendly homes, they know that you are.
Yeah, you can preset that up so they know alongside, hey, these are some of the homes that we'll be able to hit.
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
I love that.
Another thing to consider are kids that are neurodiverse or have autism. Now, some will turn up with a blue bucket. And that is to alert homeowners that there might be, you know, a kiddo on spectrum, but kids don't have to disclose their diagnosis for people to be kind to them. So just be aware that kids on spectrum or who are neurodiverse often have sensory issues.
Okay.
So, you know, the strobe lights, not particularly great, the loud squeals. They might turn up without a costume. And yeah, they might turn up without a costume, and that's because they're sensory and they can't handle it. They can't even handle tags and clothes sometimes. Or they might be nonverbal. You know, there are hidden disabilities, so they might not say trick or treat. Either way, hand over the treat, right?
Right, so when you see that.
Yeah, this is my cousin Molly. So my cousin's daughter Molly, she's like a champion trick or treater. In her, look how they integrate it.
Oh my goodness.
And Molly said, you know, these were Molly's tips. You know, clear the pathway, move the car onto the road so that she can get up, and that's what we want to do. Okay, back to our neurodiverse kids. So we've got them sorted. You're going to give them candy whether or not they have costumes on or they say trick or treat. But speaking of treats, we also have a lot of kids with very bad allergies now, food allergies that are life-threatening. There's a project called the Teal Pumpkin Project. If you have a teal pumpkin on your porch, it alerts families that you have non-food items.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that you know, get a few, it's easy to pick up a few little things and make it safe for our kids with food allergies. What's your take on teens? If we're talking inclusivity, let's talk about ageism. A teen turns up at your house and it's not your cameraman.
Yeah, I'm not, well, I know, I would never turn away our cameraman, Adam. I would say that I'm still going to give them candy, but when they show up and they have like just one mask, like nothing, and they're dressed normally and they're just looking for candy, I look at them and I say, come on, guys, really, like, at least dress up.
Fair enough. You're like, I want to see some effort. Here's the thing with teens. They come in all shapes and sizes, and they also can be neurodiverse. You might have somebody with an intellectual disability who just loves trick-or-treating. So just hand it over. People complain about teenagers on their phones and on their video games, and if they're out having a bit of fun, just, you know, hand over the candy. And people do that too with like new parents. They're like, these new parents have come to my house and their kid can't even eat candy, and it's like, give the parents the candy. They're up all night. They're just showing off their cute baby. Hand it over. Participate.
Halloween is literally for everyone, which is so great because, you know, there's a way for us to be inclusive the entire time. Julie, we really appreciate your time coming up on Halloween.
I gotta mention the scariest thing though is like somebody stealing your candy, and that's why you want to put your Halloween Mabel's labels on your treat bag.
Well, of course.
Brother will come and say, I thought that was my candy bag when it wasn't, or mother.
Well, being the baby of the family, I was always the one that got left with the coffee crisps. And no one wants the coffee crisp. Let's just make a statement. Again, I appreciate your time, Julie. This is such a wonderful idea to get people prepped for Halloween.
Great. Thanks, Will.
Melissa, over to you.
Well, I loved the coffee crisp. That was my favorite. Well, your morning just got a whole lot richer because we are continuing to give away that 20K, and it is time for your daily code word. Just imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand, a dream vacation, home renovations, paying off some of those bills. The possibilities are endless. And today's code word, very fitting, it is dream. So head over to our contest page on ctvottawa.ca or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter code word along with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. And make sure to watch us tomorrow for that brand new code word as well. Good luck. Well, coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, shawarma for breakfast. That is right. We get some delicious shawarmas in your kitchen this morning on National Shawarma Day. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
Welcome back to Your Morning Ottawa. The 14th annual Ottawa Police Gala is coming up on November 8th. And since 2010, the gala has raised more than $1 million for local charities, helping those most in need in our city. And joining me now, I have Police Chief Eric Stubbs, Mike Beauchesne, and Dan Freed to talk about the Ottawa Police Gala. Good morning. Welcome to you all.
Good morning.
Good morning. Another year of the Ottawa Police Gala. Tell us about why this gala is so important.
You know, it's important. Obviously, we have it every year. You mentioned it's the 14th annual. We raise a lot of money for local charities, and every single dollar that we raise goes to a charity, different charities every year. And this year we're so happy to have obviously Capital Prosperity and the Dave Smith Youth Treatment Center as our charities of choice. Great organizations. We work with them so much, and they just do so much in the community, which you're going to hear about, I think.
$1 million, raised over $1 million so far. What does that mean to you?
Well, it means that, we do a lot of things in the community. Obviously, a lot of first response, a lot of helping people in crisis, but we also want to give back to the community. We see the need more than anybody and where it's needed. And so when we do choose our charities, we choose based on what we see in the community. And obviously these two gentlemen next to me represent so much in the community that is needed, and they'll funnel the money and help that community.
So great. Dan, can you tell us about your charity? Tell us about what it needs most.
So Capital Prosperity Foundation is working to help the community. We work very closely with OPS in dealing with emergency needs so that we can get aid to families, children when they need it, what they need exactly when they need it. For us, it's really right now with everything going on in the economy, it's funding is we need funds, and the funds go directly to help the people. So we were grateful to be chosen by the OPS and the Gala Committee is partnering with the Dave Smith Foundation. It's phenomenal. We're very excited.
Yeah, tell us about the Dave Smith Foundation and then partnering now with OPS and with this wonderful gala.
Sure. Well, the Dave Smith Youth Treatment Center was established in 1993, and we provide live-in and aftercare addiction and mental health treatment for youth 13 to 21 as well as their families. And so we're super excited to be part of this partnership. We provide a lot of group, individual, and family counseling, as well as a whole host of other programs and services. And OPS is an important community partner, and we're just really excited to be part of the event.
Yeah, it's a wonderful event, raising all this money for these wonderful charities here, these necessary charities. I want to ask you, it's been a couple of years now since, how has it been since you become police chief here in Ottawa, moved to Ottawa? Can you talk about your relationship with citizens here in Ottawa?
Just about 3 years, Rosie. Time flies.
Oh my gosh, 3 years!
Just about 3 years,
wow, yeah.
And you mentioned about the partnerships. One thing I'm just totally pleased with is the amount of people that want to work with the Ottawa Police there's so many. We have a lot of issues going on here. The downtown core, the vulnerable population, the youth in the schools. There's so many different touch points, auto theft, hate crime. But we've built a lot of relationships where I feel when we have issues, we can reach out to specific community leaders, and we already have a relationship as we work through a crisis, and it goes very well. So I'm really pleased.
We're really pleased that you are here. We're pleased about this wonderful gala that's raised over $1 million so far, and the next one to come in just a couple of weeks here.
Yes.
So,
and of course, your own Patricia Bowl is our MC for the night. So we're looking forward to having Patricia run the show that night too.
Thank you so much to each and every one of you for coming on, and continued success in the charities and those that you help. Thank you very much. And Chief Stubbs, it's great to have you on, and we'll see you again soon.
Anytime.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Will, over to you.
All right, come with us. It's finally here. I've been talking about it all show long. We have National Shawarma Day coming up, and we are going to get a beautiful display of what goes into it and why I love it so much. That's coming up with Royal Rooster Shawarma just in a matter of a few minutes, unless I eat it all before we even do the segment. Stay with us. We will have much more to come on the show. We are cruising up to 8:30. National Shawarma Day.
Welcome to CTV, Your Morning Ottawa. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
All right, we're going to take a look at your top stories right now. The city is moving forward with a plan to address a doctor shortage in the capital. The detailed strategy, which will include an ambassador to help recruit and retain family doctors, got approval at City Hall. It comes as tens of thousands are without a primary care provider and as the province ramps up efforts to address a healthcare crisis. Some highlights include designing a recruitment plan targeting medical school and residency programs and pushing the province to remove barriers limiting where and when family doctors can practice.
It used to be the historical thinking that it was the rural and remote areas that were underserved, but actually our biggest unattached rates are in the urban areas. So think strategically, we've started to address the remote areas and getting them access to family physicians, but we haven't really concentrated on the inner city urban areas, which is now where we're seeing the greatest deficit is in terms of unattached rates.
Not included in this 10-point plan, any direct financial incentives to attract primary care providers to the capital. Ottawa needs at least 270 new family doctors and nurse practitioners to meet the current demand.
Sens captain Brady Tkachuk will now be out for at least 4 weeks after he suffered a hand injury during the home opener.
You never want to lose a player of his stature, but that's part of the game. So we're not going to sit and dwell on it, and much like anyone else that gets hurt, you move on, and you move on quickly, and Brady will be around our team and be the captain that he is, but won't be playing.
The injury happened in the third period after Tkachuk took a cross-check from Nashville captain Roman Josi during a scrum. Head coach Travis Green says medical staff are currently evaluating whether surgery is an option or not. Some sad news from the music world. Legendary R&B singer D'Angelo has died.
Send it up, send it through. Send it up back to you.
The singer's family confirmed he died Tuesday after a battle with pancreatic cancer. D'Angelo, whose real name is Michael Eugene Archer, rose to fame in 1995 with his debut album Brown Sugar. He was quickly recognized as a leader in a neo-soul movement, along with Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill, and Maxwell. His second album, Voodoo, reached #1 on the Billboard R&B chart and earned Grammys for Best R&B Album and Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. D'Angelo was 51.
Police are investigating a bank robbery in Old Ottawa East. Officers were called to the Scotiabank on Main Street at Hawthorne yesterday morning. Police have provided few details about what happened, but it appears someone may have broken through a fence and door at the back of the building. Both are damaged. No one has been arrested, and police have not released any suspect descriptions. No one was injured.
More than 100 Dachshunds have raced for glory at the 3rd and International Dachshund Competition.
Oh, look at those little legs go.
Talk about speed.
Races were just one part of the festival in Germany. The fastest dog completed the 40-meter track race in just 4.4 seconds.
The event also included some dog dancing demos ahead of the European Dog Dancing Championships coming to Hungary next month, and we will be sure to bring you those highlights as well.
You know we will.
Oh man, dog dancing highlights, that will be good.
So many cute animal videos with a sleeping panda earlier, then your dancing dogs, racing dogs. So there's your cuteness for today. Exactly. Forecast, not a bad looking day for us, but it will be a little bit cooler and will be more seasonal like temperatures for today. It's just going to feel cooler. We've been so spoiled with above seasonal temps for so long that now that we're back to normal, it's obviously just going to feel cooler when in reality it's where we should be sitting. 13 degrees is our high for today. Average for this time of the year is 12.8. So we're right on average into your afternoon. 12 degrees for your high in Kemptville today, as well as in Brockville, 10 in Bancroft, 12 in Kingston, as well as along the Seaway today. So everybody really feeling these average temperatures into your afternoon. 10 is the daytime high over in Mont Tremblant. Over the next 7 days, we'll really see the shift in temperatures overnight. So currently sitting at 8 degrees here to start off your morning, but you'll see tonight dropping all the way down to 1, which means tomorrow morning a little bit cool to start off your Thursday. It will warm up to a high of 13 into the afternoon. Then again, overnight Thursday dropping below that freezing mark to -1. So it'll be quite chilly overnight Thursday and early morning Friday. Friday will be our coolest day this week, a high of only 11 degrees, so slightly below the norm, a little bit cloudy as well. The weekend slightly warmer but wet. We are expecting scattered showers Sunday right through until the middle of the work week next week.
Weather brought to you by Yeggendorf Rashid. Experience, knowledge, and a commitment to excellence.
417 this morning, eastbound, moderate backups still between Richmond and Maitland. Heavy backups between Maitland and Parkdale. On the 417 westbound, we're seeing moderate backups between Hunt Club and Innis, and heavy delays between Innis Road and Nicholas this morning. Moderate traffic between Nicholas and Bronson. 174 westbound, heavy volume between the Champlain and Sir George Etienne Cartier this morning, and light backups between Montreal Road and the split so far.
I've been waiting for it all day. Ottawa is renowned for it. Every local has a hot take about it. It's shawarma, celebrating it. Shawarma Day. Amar from Royal Rooster joins us this morning to talk a little bit about National Shawarma Day. Good morning to you, my friend.
Good morning.
Royal Rooster Shawarma is here, and I've been talking about it all morning, and everyone here knows how much I love shawarma. There's so many restaurants here in the capital, too. It's amazing, especially if you have a fine taste for it. In your opinion, what makes a shawarma so great? What is it that takes shawarma from, we'll say, a 5 out of 10 to a 10?
It's 10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 out of a 10, yeah. What makes that a 10 out of 10?
It's the chicken shawarma. The authentic way for the shawarma, just garlic and pickles. That's why it's the real shawarma.
Okay, so you think the garlic and the pickles are the two main focal points for the chicken specifically?
Exactly. You want to taste the shawarma, you know? Some people add a lot of something. It's like vegetables. It's not a shawarma, this one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to make sure that's it. Now, if we took our attention away from the chicken and went to the beef, now is that something separate that we have to focus on?
Okay. We are the first restaurant here in Ottawa. We do lamb shawarma, not beef.
Ooh, lamb. Okay,
Yes.
even better. I love that. And it was the same thing. Like you want to make sure the pickles and the garlic complement that well. Or something different.
The lamb is different. For the lamb, we put just onion with parsley, tomato, pickles, and some sesame sauce.
Ooh, all right.
This is the authentic way for the lamb shawarma too.
Well, you know what? I've been waiting for this for hours. So what do we say we give a little demo about you creating the perfect shawarma?
For the okay.
Yeah. So let's get. So why don't we bust open one, and we'll create one for me.
You want to start with the chicken or the lamb?
Let's start with the chicken for the first one, and then if we got time, we'll make the lamb one as well.
Sure.
And then as you're doing it, walk me through the process about what you're putting on.
We are the first restaurant too. We use the Sage bread. It's different stuff.
Oh, so what's the difference between those two breads with the normal pita?
This one is very light, and it's healthy too.
Okay.
And we use the special one, you see? And we use the flat grill to make it crispy and tasty too.
Got it. Okay, so a little bit less, it's a little bit lighter, and you probably focus more on the beautiful condiments than the bread being the factor, right?
Yes.
All right, so why don't we make it and walk me through what's the process from start to finish as we start with this bad boy?
Sure. Okay, you want to start with the chicken one?
Let's start with the chicken one, yeah.
Sure. Garlic sauce?
Yes, please. Heavy dose.
Yes. And all garlic too is very light.
Okay.
You know, it's really good.
And what goes in the garlic sauce? Because I've seen a couple of different things. So is it simple? Like what makes this garlic sauce really special?
Garlic sauce, oil, and some eggs.
Okay, very simple.
Yeah.
So we dose
garlic
that
sauce.
up.
The chicken shawarma, you have to be extra garlic sauce.
No problem for me. I mean, I've been waiting for a couple of hours here, so.
Pickles?
Yes. Oh, it just smells so good.
And chicken.
Beautiful. Look at this. National Shawarma Day at its finest. This is what we need to see today. Beautiful. And this is the same process. We get the garlic on there, get the spread on, the pickles, the meat.
And some pomegranate sauce.
Oh! Okay, so what's in this sauce? Because this I have not seen.
Yeah, pomegranate sauce.
Okay, so what kind of is the flavor with that?
It's pomegranate?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from this one.
Oh, great. Beautiful.
This is the authentic way for the shawarma, the real shawarma.
The
like
real
this way.
shawarma, okay.
Yes.
Beautiful. And then do you wrap it up the same way as you would with the pitas as well?
Exactly.
All right.
But this Sage is a special for the shawarma.
Okay.
We made for the shawarma.
Got it.
Okay, after that. And exactly, we have option. You can add whatever you want.
Okay.
But the authentic way for the shawarma like this one.
Well, you know what? I'm going to have to give this a go.
Sure.
So let's give this a go. And then as I start with this guy over here,
and
there we go. Put it on the plate over here. Can you describe what goes on in this bad boy here over here too? So what do we have on this plate?
We have the mixed family. the chicken and the lamb.
Okay.
And after that, we have to grill it to be crispy like this one. Should be crispy. You see? This side.
So you got to make sure you get that perfect
Exactly.
crisp to it.
And we cut it like small pieces to the family one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For this one, the family shawarma, for Royal Rooster shawarma. Lamb and chicken.
Okay.
And we put this for the authentic way for the shawarma, you know?
I love that. You know, you've got everything that you could possibly need. We got your address right up there
Yes.
on Riverside Drive. In case people want to check you out for National Shawarma Day, Royal Rooster Shawarma, we really
Then
appreciate
we
your
have
time this morning.
15% discount for the shawarma day today.
Beautiful.
For all the full menu and both location, Orleans and Riverside Hunting Club.
So today's the day to come see you.
The day, exactly.
Really appreciate your time this morning. I will be eating this probably by the time we get back from the commercial break.
How is it?
It is amazing. It is everything that I
Excellent.
could have ever imagined it would be on National Shawarma
Excellent.
Day. If you have an idea and you want to come to our Your Morning Kitchen, let us know. Email us yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. We would love to have you, but one of my favorite foods on right now is shawarma, so you're going to have to try to top that if you can. Melissa, we know that this is what I've waited for all day.
Hope you save me some of those turnips. Well, coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, Nuit Blanche is returning to the capital. The city's nightlife commissioner joins us next to tell us more about this immersive experience coming to Ottawa in 2026. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam this morning. Still slightly cloudy out there, but a high of 13 later on this afternoon with lots of sunshine on the way for your Wednesday. It is 8:42.
Stellantis has announced plans to move production of its Jeep Compass to Illinois after previously pausing production at the Brampton facility back in February as a result of U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA. And Bill, more work lost from Canada back to the United States.
Yeah, not great news to wake up to. Thank you, guys. You're all having a great time. I have to talk about something as bad as people losing their jobs. But yeah, this is very disappointing. And it's starting to be not surprising. Look, I think we have to get our heads around the idea that Donald Trump is winning this tariff war. We heard from the auto industry that they won't move their jobs back to the U.S. It's too complicated and too expensive. Never going to happen. We heard from economists that tariffs don't work, that Americans will realize that they're paying more for everything, and the pressure will be on, that Congress will stand up to the U.S. president. None of that is really happening right now. Americans continue to believe, it seems, that other countries pay the tariffs. They barely notice they're paying more for things. And countries like Canada just keep giving Donald Trump giving into him for anything he wants. I mean, it's galling today to wake up and see in my social media feed stories about losing an electric vehicle plant. Maybe that's the good news. Who's buying EVs? Donald Trump doesn't even like those, but so, you know, that's one story I wake up to. And then I see that video. It's been circulating for a couple of days of our prime minister yucking it up again with Donald Trump, this time in the Middle East, and joking because Donald Trump called him the president of Canada. Oh, thanks for the upgrade, Mark Carney laughs. And Donald Trump smiles and punches him in the shoulder. I mean, I'm glad they're all having a great time. I'm glad they're buddies. Meantime, real Canadians have lost job opportunities. And all we can do is our government promises to support them. What the hell does that mean? There's no support here. You're giving in to Donald Trump. We've lost this battle. You know, things do not feel very positive right now. I wonder if that was on the minds of people in Newfoundland and Labrador when they threw out a 10-year Liberal government and replaced it with a Conservative one. Don't know how much of a role that played in it, but I suspect it was part of it for sure. So we're losing this war to Donald Trump, and worse than that, Will, I don't think we're willing to fight it. We seem to be just hoping for the best, hoping that if we just tell him how great a guy he is, he'll take pity on us. Donald Trump does not look like a guy who takes pity. He is focused, and he is directed towards Canada and the rest of the world, and he's getting what he wants. So we're not going to win this battle anytime soon, that's for sure, especially if we don't even fight it.
No, and that's creating over 3,000 new jobs for that plant, although Stellantis does say it does have plans for Brampton, which it will release in the future, so hopefully we can bring that back. Over 100 years that they've been investing in Canada, so hopefully we can have some good news in the future with that plant.
Yeah, they're hinting at throwing us a couple of crumbs. I wouldn't be getting too excited about that.
Yeah, I don't think so, but times are changing. Appreciate your time, Bill. Have a great show.
You too.
You can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA. That's weekdays from 6 until 10 in the morning.
In the fall of 2026, the city will be transformed by art and innovation. Nuit Blanche is coming back to the capital, but you don't have to wait until then to get a sneak peek. This Friday, a spectacular free event will be happening for all ages right here in the Byward Market. And joining us to tell us more about it, we have José Bertrand, Executive Director, Les Forains, and Matthew Grondet, Ottawa's Nightlife Commissioner. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So great to have you here. Okay, this is very exciting for a city. Can you kind of give us the details on what Nuit Blanche is all about?
Well, Nuit Blanche is basically a term that we use in French that's basically an all-nighter.
Okay.
So, like, when you were back in school, you were basically studying all night and then getting ready. No, this one is fun.
Okay.
So this one is like getting in the city and going from point A to point B to point C to see art activations and installations.
I love it. Kind of reminds me of when I was a new parent as well, being up all night, but now this one seems much cooler. Tell us why you wanted to bring this back to the capital, because it's been a few years since we've had one here.
Well, I since I took the position last year, I don't think there has been a hottest topic than bringing back Nuit Blanche.
Okay.
Everyone was talking to me about it. I think people missed it. And it's got, all the ingredients to become a landmark event for Ottawa. We know that this is a recipe for success. Other cities in the world have had it. And we have so many great institutions here, nightlife businesses that can participate. So we're really looking forward to the full scale Nuit Blanche for next year. And meanwhile, this Friday, I think it's going to be a spectacular show. So
tell us about the sneak peek, because the big one's happening next year, but we don't have to wait till then because you're kind of giving us a little sample this week. Can you tell us more details about that?
Yes. Well, Transexpress is a company from France, and they are coming to do a mobilhome. So basically, it's the birth of Nuit Blanche, the rebirth of Nuit Blanche. So what better than a mobile, like if you were in the cradle and as a baby looking at the sky for the first time. And this is what we're going to present this Friday.
And so when are the details? When do people have to arrive? It's happening here in the market?
Yeah, it's at the Ottawa Letters on York Street. People should get there at 8:30. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's free for all ages. If you have mobility issues, bring your chairs. Try and come by transit. We're expecting a good crowd, sizable crowd. So I think it's going to be a great show.
And can you kind of give us the details on what people can expect? You can kind of obviously see a little bit through the video, but what does the crowd expect from something this, large and grand and cool?
That's a good question. So like people can expect it's grandiose, right?
Yeah.
When you say it. So it's like what we want to impress is the fact that arts is not just like small shows. There's small shows. There's like small activation, but there's also like Ottawa. It's possible in Ottawa to do something big and impressive. So that's what we want to bring to the city.
And what are you hearing from the crowd? Are there lots of excitement from the crowd? Because just even looking at a photo of this, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is intense.
Yes. They've been going through 47 countries around the world to do that show. It's been impressive. They came to Canada. I think it's going to be their third time this time around. They've been to Ottawa probably 15 years ago, and they've been around quite a lot. And it's impressive every time. Like everybody's impressed by the quality.
So even if you've seen ones in years past, 10 years ago, this one's still going to blow your mind.
Correct.
I love that. So you've answered the call. You've been hearing a lot about people wanting this back. You've answered the call and you're like, I've heard you. I am bringing this back. Are people excited?
Well, they should be.
Yeah.
They should be. And I think, we're really counting on the participation of everyone in the city. Nuit Blanche is not something that you do by yourself. It's the whole city has to participate.
Okay.
So if you have a business, if you have a venue, it's going to be time to program some stuff and go a little bit later also.
Right.
And we're spreading the word right now so that people can start prepping for next year. So I think it's probably the most exciting project I've had since I've gotten here. That's for sure.
Amazing. Okay, so the city has to go out and support. And of course, we're getting that sneak peek this Friday. The weather's looking decent. which is good news.
Perfect.
Thank you both so much for joining us today. Again, you can head to the website for more information. Here's a live look through our George Street Skycam this morning, and not a bad looking day. 13 is the high, mix of sun and cloud.
Here's a look at what's coming up on the show tomorrow, celebrating community radio. CKCU is turning 50 years old. The Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Ottawa is celebrating Pinktober, supporting breast cancer research. We're going to tell you more about how you can help, and the Ottawa Pops Orchestra is celebrating the music of Danny Elfman, perfect for Halloween.
And I know we're all thinking about Halloween, but I do have to tell you, I was very good today, and I left you both some food to try out from our National Shawarma Day. Royal Rooster was here, and they gave us a little bit of a demonstration about, you know, what makes a shawarma authentically a really good shawarma. And there's a couple of different options there in the Your Morning Kitchen
And
for you guys.
I heard they say lots of turnips.
Lots of
right?
turnips,
Which
yeah.
makes it authentic. And I love my pickled turnip. That's like my favorite part. I'm like, more. Like, it's more like a pickled turnip shawarma for me because I love it so much.
Give it a try.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that's all from us here at CTV, Your Morning Ottawa. We'll see you right back here tomorrow morning. Take good care.